Updates are coming in constantly overnight on the investigation into Friday's Paris attacks. Here is what we are learning this morning.
French Interior Minister held a news conference within the last hour. He says 168 locations in France raided overnight, with more than 100 people being placed under house arrest in the past 48 hours. The mastermind behind the Paris attacks has also been identified by French officials as Abdelhamid Abaaoud, who we've learned was linked to thwarted train and church attacks. Last check, police were still looking for 26-year-old Salah Abdulsalam, who allegedly rented a vehicle used by the attackers. Now, Britain's prime minister is recruiting nearly 2,000 security and intelligence agents in response to those attacks. Also, President Obama is going to be addressing the attacks today from the G20 summit in Turkey. Eyewitness News reporter Brian Yacono live in studio now with more.
Patrick, good morning. As you step outside today, you'll notice American flags are being lowered to half-staff. That was a proclamation made by President Obama just last night. They will stay lowered until sunset on Thursday. And while the world bows its head in respect, those in Paris balancing the mourning process with ongoing fear and panic. The sound of firecrackers, as you see here, sent a group of mourners at a vigil in the heart of the city scrambling to safety out of fear that there were gunshots. This as an international manhunt continues for Salah Abdulsalam. Officials allege the French national was living in Belgium and used a rental car in the attack on the concert hall where dozens were killed. Investigators believe the attackers used encrypted apps to keep their plot secret. I spoke with Senator Jack Reed and asked if this style of attack is a game changer in the efforts against ISIS.
You appreciate, one of the dimensions of ISIS, which is not just seizing territory in the Middle East, but also either directing or encouraging attacks like this around the world, and that's another threat we have to face.
We don't know if we should be afraid and stay home, or if it's no resistance to go out in Paris.
And the developing number of how many people are in custody right now for questioning keeps growing this morning. We have learned French officials questioned several key suspects just hours after the bombings, but they were released. We'll keep monitoring all this morning. We'll bring you updates every half hour. In fact, at 6:30 this morning, the father of a man shot in those attacks explains what he's now learned, and he lives here in New England. I'm Brian Yacono, Eyewitness News.